We are going to the park today. We're going to try a new cafe on the way. Should be pretty nice. I've seen pretty good reviews of it. It looks like they make a good cup of coffee. On the way beyond that, there's like a nice little park, so we're going to go in there and drink our coffee. Fondo has a new ball. She's pretty happy about it. It's a big gold green dodgeball. I was worried it might make me a little bit twitchy from when I was a kid. All the kids throwing dodgeballs at you. I've really learned a whole lot since I started getting a lot more views. It's all about writing your videos in a way where you can cut shorts later. I'm going to try another experiment today. I'll ask directly, what do you want to see in a John Deere video? You want to see me play music? You want to see me walk around and tell you what I think about life? Sound off in the comments. It can be really difficult to sort out what exactly the audience sees in you as a person. Are people watching because they think I'm a hilarious buffoon? Are they watching because I'm a good musician? Or because I'm a regular guy? I never know. I can only guess. I take my best guess and I make more videos. But it's it's challenging to the soul, constantly questioning yourself. Oh, there you go. In the ditch. It becomes extra challenging when you're making material that's supposed to be funny. People laughing at you, or are they laughing with you? I don't so much mind when people laugh with me, but I'm a bit weird. Sometimes people laugh for their own reasons. There's a ton of self-examination that comes with making content online. You're always trying to sort out why they're watching. I can say with a large degree of confidence that people are probably not watching John Deere for the music. Which then makes me wonder what exactly it is I should say. Because it's probably not for my good looks either. Got a pretty good idea that some of you at least find it comforting when I go for a walk. Something about a tracking shot just makes you feel like you're coming with me. When I'm doing a walking video, I really want you to feel like me and you are out for a walk. You know, we're going to the park. We've got a ball. We know what the fun is made out of. This ball is also Chekhov's gun. We don't know what the ball is going to do, but mark my words, by the third act, you'll find out. Just beautiful weather today. We're finally starting to get a bit of spring. Reliably warm weather. There's nothing that quite pleases a Canadian like it. Even though it's early April, we're thinking about planting the garden. And that's something that's come about a month early. I would never fathom it most years, but we didn't really get any winter. So I will be out in the garden, getting my hands dirty, planting my peas and carrots, because kids love peas and carrots. They want something from the kids love peas and carrots. They like going out into the garden and just grabbing something off the plant. And I think that that is really healthy for little kids, because what we're trying to do as parents is put into their head that a vegetable comes from a plant that grows in the dirt. It's not something that you get from plastic, from Costco. The easiest way to burn this lesson into a child's brain is by gardening. Thankfully, one of my skills. I'm sure that you will see later in the season what exactly I do with my garden, but it's not planted yet. The big focus with small children is finding things that they can just grab and eat. So peas and beans are awesome. Squash and potatoes, not so awesome. I'll be traveling to my hometown this week. I moved away 20 years ago. I don't quite know how to feel about that, and I'm sure I'll tell you a lot more after I'm back, but 20 years is a long time to be away from home, and it's always amazing what has changed and what stays the same. Most of the people I know have since moved away, or they didn't have kids. It's not a lot left for me there. My parents are old. I'm going to go see them while I can. And that is what we got on the docket for next week. I should probably try and go for a swim with kiddo before, but easier said than done. Nighttime. Back. Alberta can get real bright. It's the nature of how far north we are. The sun's always in your eyes because it's always poking up from the south. Constantly looking for children's programming. It just seems few and far between. headed to a new cafe that just opened up. It's really close to my house, and I don't often get to go to someplace nice like this because they're usually not in my part of town. Edmonton has some challenges. My daughter's all mad at me because I've taken her ball. We got to cross the street. Yeah, and she'll get her ball back when we're across the street, but this is a pro tip. If your kid doesn't have their ball, they can't throw the ball in the street. And before you go thinking I'm a big meanie, she'll get her ball back just as soon as we get to the other side of this street. You can hear it's kind of a busy road. It'll just take a second. She'll be okay. In the meantime, I've got the ball. Ha ha ha. It is impossible to hold a dodgeball ball and not feel like an 8-year-old. It's just the nature of the beast. As soon as you have it, you want to like bounce it. You want to like play with it. You want to like threaten someone with it. It's just the most fun toy. I know, some of you are going to chime in the comments telling me that the most fun toy is this or that, or it's the Power Wheels car, but as cool as the Power Wheels are, it is not the classic, beautiful appeal of the ball. Yes, the dodgeball ball. We all remember getting hit in the face with it. If you were lucky. If you were unlucky, you got hit in the gut with it. The football team that plays here was North America's worst sports franchise for a number of years, and they just started winning. Hopefully they'll stop being jerks about it now. Okay. There is a brand new train crossing here, and it is the most useful train crossing in all of Edmonton. It really addresses the human geography of the place. Puts a crossing where the people want to cross, not where the cars are, or where it's convenient for the developer or the city or whatever. This has been a long time coming, and finally is a bit of good design from the city. It is appropriate that I've got this dodgeball now that I'm turned facing Calgary. For those of you who aren't Canadian, just know this. Calgary's the worst. Stay out of there. Don't go to Calgary. No one needs to go to Calgary. What? It is, as they say, not my first time at the rodeo, so I'm going to walk around the construction site. Kind of cool stuff that's going in here. I want to say there's a new coffee shop in here somewhere, but we got to find it. And of course, we can't see anything because there's a whole bunch of construction bros here. Brother. Hey, brother. We had a neighbor we called that. He didn't last too long before he got evicted, but seemed like that was the one thing that we kept hearing from his house is, hey, brother. We weren't sad when he left. Looks like kid is starting to get bored. We better get to the park soon. I try and avoid parenting factions at all costs, but I'd like to place myself firmly inside Camp Bluey. Bluey is the single best television dad that has ever been on TV. The only time I see anything that's close to myself on television. He is the exact opposite of everything that is wrong with Peter Griffin and Homer Simpson. He is the exact opposite of everything that is wrong with Homer Simpson and Peter Griffin. Bandit is a truly fantastic dad. It's the antidote to everything that is wrong about Paw Patrol. Your child, your family, does not need the military-industrial complex in its life. And maybe, just maybe, if you're watching stuff like G.I. Joe and Paw Patrol, you're brainwashing yourself and you're brainwashing your child. Find something better. Bluey. Bluey is better. Oh, there it is. And there is the nice cafe. I'm not going to do a bump because they didn't pay me. Don't advertise for businesses for free. Just don't. I'm going to get my coffee and I'm going to go. It is so nice that that cafe exists. It's just super nice in there. We'll definitely be back. Okay, let's go to the park, little lady. This neighborhood seems to be developing itself from Edmonton's poorest to Edmonton's richest. I'm sure that it must be interesting at night when the two groups mix. It is the most challenging thing in the world to find something interesting to save. especially when the whole bit is just walking around. One of those funny spring days where it's still kind of cold and windy, but there's not a cloud in the sky. And when you're in the sun, it's nice and warm. But the minute you step into the shade, back to being a little bit too cold and a little bit too windy. I see some flags ahead of me that are just 90 degrees to the pole. Yeah, super windy today. We might not have too much fun with that ball at the park, but we just got it, and kiddo is obsessed with the ball. Just gotta get over to the other side here. Is it ever windy today? You can see those flags just right cocked. Yeah, there's the Sparkies. Sparkies might be the oddest members of the trades. There's something about having a mind like that where you can both comprehensively understand Ohm's law, but also still put up with being on a job site with drywallers all day. Takes a very special sort of individual. The plumbers at least know that they're going to be up to their elbows in poop. The electricians get to find out when they see the relative quality of the drywallers on site what their day is going to be like. It's got to be unnerving when you don't know day to day if you're going to be reading comic books or talking about wrestling. Not that there's anything wrong with wrestling or comics. But electricians have the constant need to code shift from drywaller to engineer, and that is a challenging task. Oh, we can see the park now. The little lady's starting to get excited. Yeah, we're going to the park. This park is kind of sneaky because if I'm going, I have left my own neighborhood to go to a slightly richer neighborhood because the park is nicer. It's also just generally a nicer park. It's better maintained. I don't know if there's no glass on it, but there's less glass. Probably no needles. And I walked a kilometer to get here. Maybe 2 kilometers to get here. Really not far. But it's an entire world of difference. Oh, it's tasty. for like all three of you local viewers, make a point of going to Cafe Felice. It's really tasty. There it is. We can see the playground. Are you excited about playing with your ball? Sadly, there's no other kids. A playground is way more fun when there's other kids on it. The most fun is when there's way more kids and they're all there with. This is a really, really long time on this slide. Finally. Okay, so we're at the playground. Just crossing the street now. Playgrounds are almost always more fun when there's other kids on them. As a new dad, one of the things I didn't quite realize is that it's really important that the ages line up, because a 15-month-old can only really play with kids up to about 3 years old and down to about 1 year. It's a really, really narrow band. As they get older, they get a wider band of who they can play with, but like, you'll find that your kid just gets trampled a lot. This is a pretty darn good playground though, because it's all sized appropriate for a little one, and unfortunately though, no other kids. I think this neighborhood just aged out of it. It's a problem with all playgrounds. You get a really nice neighborhood. If everyone's grandma lives there though, there's not going to be much playground, or at least need for a playground. Okay, let's head back. Headed back. Got enough park. Got a little bit chilly today. I mean, it's nice and sunny, but it's super duper windy. It's darn cold. As soon as you get in that wind and out of the sun, it's super duper unpleasant. Now, which way are we going to take to get home? I don't really know what way we should go. But I guess we're about to find out. Yeah, let's go this way. For darn ever. It's the world's slowest light. It takes for. Oh, there it goes. Ha! How about that? I'm all getting ready to complain about the light. There it is. So now we head back. We've had a good trip to the park. I bet you this little lady's gonna take a nap. Well, maybe not right straight away, just because we slept in a little bit today. Sleeping in with the toddlers. Wow, it's 8:30. Normally she wakes up at about like 5:30. Since the season's shifted here in Alberta, it's been a little bit closer to, a little bit later in the day. It's a bit of a trick to get to the other side here. So we have to walk around a train station. But it shouldn't be too bad. So there's more than one way around it. I think there is a tunnel there still, but it was at one point the world's sketchiest train station. I think the door is still there, but I don't think the roof is open anymore. Maybe not. I'm guessing that was a pretty bad angle, so. Oh, I'm walking across there. That's new. Decisions. Let's go this way. If we go that way, let's go this way. Oh, cool. I didn't know you could cross here. Delicious. May have just found a shooting location here. I'm pretty sure we're facing the other way. Oh, not quite. Not quite. We're a few minutes outside of downtown Edmonton. Something about the sound befalls me. Really isn't any other ball on earth that sounds so good. Tiny. The single hardest part about making a video is writing it. It's challenging. It's near impossible to do on the fly, but I'm going to try and do it. How do you talk about Edmonton in this town? It's just such a bummer. Across the road. Yep, across the street. You're okay. These are weird balls. This one's better. These are weird balls. This one's better. I do a lot of walking. Watching this channel for a long time. I know that I've lost a lot of weight from doing it. I've lost nearly 35 pounds inside of a year without ever having lifted a weight once. All I do is I go for big long walks with my daughter. Put her in the cart, go for a walk. Feeling zesty, I talk at the camera, but it's not a whole lot to talk about. Start moving, and brain just sort of goes quiet. Walking is kind of a 2-for-1. It both calms the body and calms the spirit, and there's very few other types of exercise that are as effective at doing both tasks. I mean, don't get me wrong. High intensity sports are lots of fun, but they don't calm the mind in the same way as going for a big long walk. Whatever it is that the problem is, be it physical or mental, going for a walk will almost certainly help. It definitely won't hurt. If it does hurt, talk to your doctor. I think playing with balls is a lot of fun too. I don't think there's too many people on earth who can hold a dodgeball without being returned to grade school. There's something about it that transports normal people to their dude. I've been struggling a bit with my kid on this one particular point. Anytime it's nap time, we can't quite get her to go to sleep. One of the things we've identified as being a problem, and this isn't just screens. The shade. I've been having a bit of a problem with my kid going to sleep. It seems to be that it's not just about screen time, but anywhere there's a mismatch between physical activity and stimulus. So if you push the kid through the grocery store in the cart and then go to the mall with a stroller, what you find is a kid that doesn't run around in circles getting her beans out. You got to get the beans out of the kid, or the kid will not go to sleep because there's been a mismatch between stimulus and physical activity. It's all too easy to do as an adult because we think that watching television is doing something, but it's really not. At least not if you're a kid. But it's really important to try and find a match between physical activity. It's really important to find a match between physical activity and stimulus. I'm thinking about getting some inside lighting, but honestly, I think it's just better to go outside. Film outside in the natural light. Look quite as nice, but it looks different. It looks cool. Another YouTube channel that looks like mine, and part of it is just because I use a lot of natural light. Taking in the environment. It helps you feel where you are. The light hits weird in Edmonton. The light hits weird in Edmonton because we're so far north. The light is always moving sideways at the horizon. It's a function of being far up north, where much of the year the sun doesn't quite connect the horizon. When it does, you get light that is almost parallel. This isn't the top-down light of the equator. This is the light that happens in the margins. And you've got these huge skies. I'd be fooled not to use what I have at my disposal because I've got virtually unlimited supply of it. Oh, I have found though that if you're looking for a good shadow, shadows have the best light in the daytime. It's all balanced. It's not directional. It really gets the person right. You gotta go across now. That is a cool shot, but I had nothing to say. What are you supposed to do when you have a cool shot and nothing to say? Yeah, we're almost home. Are we almost home, Agnes? We're really, really close. Yeah, we've been on one heck of a walk today. Went and got coffee, and then went to the park, played with the ball. Lucky duck. Yeah, we've had a great little walk. I'm really glad you guys joined us, because it did turn out to be a pretty good walk. Even if I've abused the Jesus shot a little bit, it's a good one. Okay, let's see if we can do this. I'm really interested to see what this summer is going to be like. Probably looking at a drought year, and I can't imagine that we're going to get less fires than last year. So we've been trying to get outside as much as we can, lead up to what was going to be very hot, very smoky summer. Pulled out all the lawn in my backyard, clover, because I think the clover is going to be a bit more drought resistant. I just don't want to mow the lawn. It's not fun. It doesn't bring me any joy. Clover at least smells nice, looks nice, it's nice, it tastes less water. It doesn't look like grass. And I know. Look, I know. I've just identified myself as a bluey dad and a clover lawn type, but I'm Canadian. Of course I am. Did you really think I was going to come on and be like, yeah, fascism is good? No. I will admit, I'm a little bit frustrated that I will admit to being a little bit frustrated that no one wants to listen to music. But the thing is I'm having so much fun cutting shorts that I haven't really lost anything. I'm still playing music. I mean, half of my studio time on the last video was spent making music. It's not like I've gone purely to making movies and stupid shorts. Yeah, there's some stupid shorts, but the stupid shorts that point back to the song that I wrote. And no one has ever, at no point in time has anyone Look, I know shorts are idiotic. I know they're stupid. I know nobody likes making them, but everybody likes watching them. And I've never gotten this large of an audience for playing music. Sure, I got there using sneaky tricks. Sure, they're watching it for all the wrong reasons, but I don't really care. I got to play drums in my basement, and I made all of you listen to it, so joke's on you. Get yourself one of these balls. If you're a dad, you need this. You need this ball. If you're a mom, you probably also need this ball too. You know the ball. It's the dodgeball ball. Yeah, you know the dodgeball ball. You got hit in the face with it when you were a kid. Here, I'm gonna give it to my kid. She loves that ball. But yeah, tell me in the comments, do you think I should keep making music or if I should just talk at the camera? I never really know why you guys are watching. I wouldn't watch me, but you guys for some reason seem to keep doing that. So what do you want to see? Do you want to see me talk at the camera and go for a walk? Or do you want me to see me in my basement making greasy, grimy, gritty, barely music? It beeps and it boops, and that's about what it do. I'm fairly confident that what you guys actually want to see is me walking around, talking to the camera. Seems to be when I talk about big seems to be when I talk about big concepts that you guys tune in most. It's not even about politics.